Hi everyone, episode 2 of the Museum at Home with me, Alex, from the Museum of Timekeeping. And I thought we'd go back to basics this morning and have a look at the differences between a clock, a watch and a timepiece. So the word clock itself comes from a Celtic word which is clocker or cloche, and those words mean bell. Now, that really means that for a clock to be a clock, it has to strike. Early mechanical clocks, as we would recognise them as clocks, first began to appear on the mainland in Europe in about 1300, maybe a little before. And these very early clocks didn't have a dial, so they didn't have hands, so you couldn't tell the exact time on them in the way that we would tell the time on a modern clock. What they did have, though, was a bell that would strike the hour every hour 1 through to 12. This means that it was still easy to be able to tell roughly what time it was. Now, when you look at watches, the difference between a clock, so you've got cloche, which is, to hear the time. Watch on your wrist is called the watch because you watch for the time. You use your eyes and look onto your wrist to find out the time. Now, there are a few in-betweens. So a modern mechanical clock without a bell isn't really a clock, it's a timepiece. But the reverse is true of some watches, because some watches have a strike. Even as early as 17th and 18th century mechanical pocket watches occasionally were made with a bell that would strike and chime on the hour, and those were known as clock watches. So just to clarify, we have clocks which strike, timepieces which don't, watches which are portable and don't strike, and clock watches which are portable and do strike. I think that clears things up. Thanks for listening.